That was an accident. Welcome to Carter's Corner Pocket, where we feel the rocket. Today, I'm talking GameStop. GameStop right now, 24.75, up in the after hours, right? What are we at in the after hours? Is it even going to tell us? Up 2.83%. We're at 25.45. We're taking off. This is undoubtedly. I mean, we all knew. It's undoubted. Look, the long trend lines over here. I love GameStop, man. I'm gonna be here forever. So this is just fun. We're up only 5.5%, right, today. While the rest of the market's down, Nvidia's down. I guess the SPY down 0.27%. Global markets are down. Let me just stick with the plan, okay? With the plan that I had, because I have a children's birthday party to go to today, children's birthday party to go to tomorrow. So I got about 45 minutes right now. It's my niece's birthday. She's turning 10. It's cool, but same age as my daughter, so they chill together. They're really close since babies. But yeah, GameStop looking good. We're in 25.50 today, and closed at 24.75, up 5.3%. We're looking good, while the rest of the market and the world is burning, or it's about to be burned. You're about to see. Marantz was on live earlier. I saw you guys in there. He was talking about how they're positioning themselves. They know when this market's going to drop. Trump, I don't know if he's signaling to Wall Street, but I know Wall Street knows. I on the stream have been saying from the beginning, I think around inauguration time, I was saying there's no way he's going to come in and just drop the whole market, imply tariffs, enact tariffs on all these countries all at once. He's going to roll it out throughout, like, for over a longer term, so that the market's not just shocked immediately. But hey, things are unwinding. U.S. is striking. People are striking back at us, and we're going to strike back again. I think April 1st is the next deadline for when he's going to come out with his new tariffs. But I personally, looking at the chart, looking at different things, like we read Nvidia's bearish divergence. Like, don't act like it's almost like they had to do it to line it up. We saw this bearish divergence a long time ago on Nvidia. Look, higher highs over here, and lower highs on the MACD. We knew this pullback was coming. It's still coming. Nvidia, yeah, what? A SPY was down like 1.2%. Look at it falling out of this rising wedge. This is on the macro, on the 5-year chart, on the weekly chart. So yeah, with GameStop, I mean, look at anywhere you want to look. Their cash balance, their leadership, just their overall business, what they're doing, going to high quality collectibles, high margin collectibles, high margin PSA cards. Because we're taking, like let's just say we're getting to 1 million subscriptions, which I may be the one. Maybe the one. I've got a few cards to grade. I got another one of these. Hold up, let me show you. I got to see on the camera. Hold up one second. I got to see this. Another Jaden Daniels card. I'm getting graded by GameStop. I have 3 of these currently getting graded by GameStop. I'm going to resell them if they come back as a 10. If it's a 9, I may give it to my nephew. I may sell it, get my money back for a few of them. I got another card in the mail right now. I'm opening it. This seller put all his bulk cards around it. But I'm getting this graded also at GameStop. It's Caleb Williams Silver Prism card. I think it sells for like maybe around 1,000. Maybe around 1,000, 1,100. If it's a PSA 10, I think I bought it for like 150? Something like that? I'm doing that. So that's what I'm doing now for extra money. For extra GameStop shares. And he's the better quarterback. He's a junk bond of quarterbacks right now. But I never liked Caleb Williams, and I'm glad they didn't pick Jaden Daniels, because Caleb Williams, he like runs around like a chicken with his head cut off. What am I talking about right now? He plays hero ball. Jaden Daniels dissects defenses. But regardless, yeah, that's more business for GameStop. And this is exactly why GameStop will not go out of business. This is exactly why investors like you and I, we shop there, okay? We're a rabid investor fan base. We're basically a cult. We are a cult. I'm in a cult, and I'm going to go get these graded. And I have 3 of these at GameStop getting graded already. My Sean Taylor came back at PSA 9. To me, it looks perfect. I don't see any imperfections. So I probably will go straight to GameStop, pick it up, crack it open in the parking lot, and take it back. Get it graded again. That's exactly why GameStop won't go out of business. I'm not even there for the Pokemon cards. They're like my son and my daughter, like every time we go in, they're like, there are no Pokemon cards. Sometimes employees save it behind the counter for kids and everything. So That's cool. It's just awesome. I was thinking about GameStop earlier today, and just where we came from, where we are now. When we first started, just remember, like we were not this certain that GameStop would be here for another decade or 2 decades or 3 decades, 4 decades. Ryan Cohen has made that a possibility. You never know what can happen in life, right? I was reading a quote. It's like money are for the people. Um, what is it? Money is for people that expect to live tomorrow. So like we gotta survive today, and that's the difference between us, and that's the difference between Wall Street. Like we know how to grind things out. We know how to get gritty. We know how to get rough, raw, whatever. Don't get excited, Tony De Niro. We know how to fight. We get knocked down, we get back up, and we come back fighting, and we'll never stop. And that's why you are still here today. That's why I'm still here today. Right before GameStop announces their yearly Q4 earnings, it's going to be amazing because right now we're break even. I think just a little under break even. And our strongest quarter. What did we have last year for our quarter reporting? I should know this. Whatever it is, let's say, but think about the interest. What we have in interest alone are for $5 billion, $4.5 billion, soon to be five. Think about the interest alone. That's automatically going to put us into the positive. And then whatever we earn net income wise, which we are going to. I don't know how much PSA the deal has costed, or by now that's already taken care of in the previous quarters, SG&A expenses. But Ryan Cohen's writing this ship. Everything Larry Cheng says, which we'll touch on in this stream if I don't run out of time. Everything he talks about, like top line revenue may be coming down, but you got to look at everything else. Cost of goods sold. I was planning on doing it. I ran out of time. I've been working today, taking the wife around, all of that. I took her to Target while driving with the baby, trying to put her to sleep, working with the laptop in my lap, all types of stuff. Very uncomfortable life, but I got to do it. Got to keep the wife happy. She'll go crazy if she's alone with the baby. But yeah. What was I talking about? GameStop. Just a great overall company, great investment, strong cash position, and strong leadership. What else is there to do? There's many different things. But let me take a look. Let me just get back to. I know what I was gonna say was good, so hopefully I can remember in a little while. Here, this is the current overall economic market. And global markets. Let's see. Just the sentiment in the U.S. What all is going on in our economy? Credit card delinquencies reached its highest level in over a decade. It's higher than COVID levels. What happened during COVID? People lost their jobs. They didn't have money to pay for anything. Stimulus checks were going out. That was only temporary. Credit card delinquencies are currently higher than COVID levels, highest in a decade. You know, Michael V, chiropractor, but I'll run it back. Yo, I gotta tell you, you have to. I don't know what all you're doing, but you gotta try acupuncture. Actually, acupressure massage. They do acupuncture, and then like an old Asian dude that's been like smoking cigarettes comes out and like does his ancient stuff and like hurts you, but like you feel amazing for the next week. I did that before my child was born, like 4 times, and my back only started hurting like now. That's months after that, so I definitely have to go back. And also, I went on a hike yesterday with my job, climbing up a mountain for a retreat. And yeah, so that's why my back's hurting. But I'm good. I'm glad. And I played basketball the day before with my daughter. I just been busy. I really been trying to spend time with family. Um, Loving life, man. Just appreciating what life's about. Money comes and goes. Money's nothing. This GameStop position is for my children. I've said it before. It's for my wife if I'm gone. It's just for that. That's why I do research. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm live on YouTube right now. This is for myself, right? I like the way it feels, but it's also for them. And yeah, like I said in previous streams, they get to see I'm a genius. I'm an elite genius cult investor. And this is another thing, right? Mortgage loans on delinquencies on FHA. Late payments drive increase in delinquent inventory. FHA loans, subprime backed mortgages. It's gonna roll over into mortgage backed securities, guaranteed. Um, Credit card delinquencies, FHA loan delinquencies, subprime loan delinquencies. All of this is gonna happen. And then we have an all-out global trade war about to happen. On the brink. We're on the brink of it. So we'll see where we go. This I just brought up. Like you can see, S&P 500 plunges as recession fears and yield curve inversion rattle markets. I also like when I look. I don't just like to look at things that are in the recent days. When I show you, I try to show you the most recent things. But I do love looking back, like a month ago, 2 months ago, 3 months ago, just to see what they were saying, and that way you can go back and see who's a valid reporter, right? Who's reporting consistently valid information, correct information. But yeah, I was looking at the Bank of America consumer sentiment survey, how low they were saying it was months ago. But anyways, regardless, here you go. Banks offer to do deals for free in hectic leverage loan market. Banks are pitching high number of repricing to private equity firms. So just many different things. The leverage loan market is in trouble. And who is in the leverage loan market? Private equity in Canada. I just saw some Marines talking about Canada. I didn't watch the video. I will. But then, other than that, we have FedEx, right? They're what do they call it? The bellwether? FedEx is the bellwether, right? The bellwether is the leading indicator of a U.S. recession. So FedEx is the main indicator. Why? Because packages go through when you buy and sell things. Packages go through. They have to transfer hands, right? FedEx is the indicator over there. Yeah, they warned to the downside, right? The stock was down what, like 9% earlier today. I don't know what it is, but here FedEx is the latest company to sound the alarm on the U.S. economy. I mean, it is what it is. Before they trash your product and toss it at your front door, they are the absolute worst in delivery. They cut its profit outlook for the third straight quarter, saying that it reflected continued weakness and uncertainty in the U.S. industrial economy. Economy. I was thinking economics, but whatever. Don't kill me. But yeah. So we have this, right? We have FedEx as one of the main indicators of how the U.S. economy is going. They cut it. They cut their profit outlook 3 straight quarters. I'm Xing out of this because my computer's slow. Y'all know that. I'm not buying a new computer just for a live stream because I can just buy more GameStop shares. My phone is all cracked up. Hey man, I'm a dad. Like that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna be the one with the cracked phone. As long as my wife's phone's not cracked, we're good. My charger's all broken. I'm so ghetto. I swear, my charger's all broken. I'm over here wirelessly charging my phone. I really don't care. I'm gonna just put wireless chargers everywhere I need to be. Because I try to strain myself, even though I don't need to. I try to strain myself, keep myself like very humble, and any amount of extra money I can squeeze out and get a GameStop share, I'm gonna be doing it. What the hell? Did I not plug in my? Oh yeah, battery running low. But yeah, that's what it is. Gotta have the laptop die. Anyways, that's what it is with me, man. Everything I look at it as a GameStop share, and I've been accumulating forever. I bought a share today. Also, even on the ups and downs, like you have to. I bought shares at 50 on the run up in May of last year with Roaring Kitty coming back. Um, let's see what else. Glum end to markets weeks as tariff looms. These are just the overall things that I'm seeing, and there's constantly negative news flashing across your screen, like all the time. No matter what it is, whether it be a fire at Heathrow Airport, shutting down the entire airport, delaying everything. I don't know if you've ever been to Heathrow Airport, but Heathrow Airport is humongous. Like if you have a 45-minute layover, no chance you're making it at Heathrow because you have to get up and walk across the whole damn airport, and it'll take longer than 45 minutes to walk across the airport. But yeah, so there's many different things, and this is where I'm going to show you, right, how the global economy is going. Bank of America. Do I even have it up here? But Bank of America, they noted their measures of policy uncertainty. It's almost back to COVID levels. Like, why are we hitting COVID levels? Why? Now we have this global trade war coming, and when everything is going down, there's only one thing going up. One thing going up. You know what it is, and we're forming. What we're forming over here? Where are we? I was like an idiot over here. Like a week, was it a week ago, 2 weeks ago? I was drawing bearish divergence on GameStop, saying we're going to pop off. We dropped below the 200-day moving average. This is why TA never works. I mean, in the end, I was right, but it took a little longer, and I'll show you why. Like over here, you know, lower low, lower low, lower low, and over here, we were just even on the MACD. Here, basically, it's here. This W right here. I don't even need it. Why am I drawing? Why am I wasting my time? All right, cool. Right over here. Lower lows, you know, and over here, the MACD pattern did not continue it. We stayed flat over here. So here's the W right here, and we're done, and we're taking off. That's what I saw. But what I really okay, yo. But what I did, I drew this and this as a bottom, but it ended up that being the bottom. But whatever. We're coming down this downward channel, and we're breaking up. We closed above it. And if you look even closer over here, okay, we went back up above the 200-day moving average. And this is on the daily chart for the year. You know, we closed above the 200-day moving average. Where do I want to see us tomorrow on our close? I want to see it above, completely above this 200-day moving average. Tomorrow. It's Friday. You know what? Screw Saturday, screw weekends, all of that. Because I just want to trade every day. Not trade, but I want to watch GameStop every single day, every single minute. Of course, yeah, whatever. But that's what I want to do. But I'm so boosted right now. Like, look, we got above it. Over here, we got above it, came back down. We fell back down. But along with this, along with closing back above the 200-day moving average, we have this divergence on the bullish divergence on the MACD and the actual chart coming up. And we bounced right off of this trend line. Like today, Marantz was like, why? Why am I able to draw these lines? And it keeps on tapping. Like, why? I drew these lines a long time ago. These lines right here, I drew it a long time ago. And it just follows it completely down, especially this support line right here in this triangle that we can draw right now. I don't even know why it's gone. We'll go right there, and boom. Okay, cool. That's the triangle. I guess it got deleted. But why can we draw these lines? I don't know. I can't tell you. But I can tell you, as far as not being a TA person, just knowing like stronger indicators. And when I look at these indicators, like why waste your time looking at on a 5-minute chart, a minute chart, whatever. That's for people like trades to lose. But we're in a falling wedge right here, downward channel, whatever you may have, whatever you may call it. It looks like we're breaking out of it right here, or we've reached the top. Like we're gonna see. But along with that, we have this bullish divergence, so it could pop us straight up out of this and go upwards. I'm seeing the 30s, mid 30s. I'm liking it. I'm liking the 30s. But yeah. That's where I'm at. Like, no matter where you look at the chart, you'll see bullish things. Like, look at this 5-day chart. I'm going to show you real quick. This pattern, I was like, look at this pattern. I've seen this before, right? Look at these, right over here. Just watch real quick. This is very technical. Watch. Bump, 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 and up, right? So where are we going with earnings? And I'm going to show you on the 1-year chart. This is the 5-minute chart, which I just said don't pay attention to. But now, when I go back here on the 1-year, on the daily, let's see. Where can I find that same pattern? Right at the beginning before the squeeze. I'm not saying squeeze is happening tomorrow. See? Bump, 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 and then and then there's that big bar coming up right over here, which we had today. So where is tomorrow going to lead us? I mean, Monday going to lead us. Earnings going to lead us. Nobody can tell, but I can guess with probability, right? The probability of GameStop succeeding and us being right now is extremely high. So extremely high, the media is reporting negative things about GameStop. As usual, as usual. I cannot believe that people do not do their homework on this stock. It's very What was that noise? It's very amateur reporting. We live in the day of reels and YouTube shorts, and you just flick to the next thing. People put out misinformation just because they want to be first. They don't care about accuracy of things. Me, myself, the person I am, the things that I do, the hobbies I have, they all deal with accuracy. I work on cars. You need accuracy. I build things with wood, like saws, tools. I'm doing floors right now. Like, I've been saying that forever, right? It's taking forever. I took a break. My table saw stopped working, so I had to borrow my brother's. So I'll get it this weekend. But everything needs accuracy. Like there is no room for error, right? Sports, to play basketball, you need accuracy, or you just suck as a player. My bad. Official GameStop, unofficial pro mug. But that's it. Accuracy. TA. What was I talking about, man? Ryan Cohen's on the dot. A dart. What was that? Hold on. My bad, guys. Anyways, yeah. So why even mess with TA, right? Why even mess with it? But it's cool to see the same. Like, is it that thump, thump, thump? The what Roaring Kitty was talking about? Bump, 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 right? And then we go to the 5 minute chart. Maybe the algorithm just repeats the same things over and over. Um, you can see it right here. Sorry, my bad. Yo. I got many things going on right now in my head while I'm live streaming, so I lose my train of thought. But yeah. So we got bump, 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 and then a solid bar up right here. It's very technical. And then let me go to the 5 minute chart, which we should not be looking at because we're long term investors. But okay, let's see. Bump, 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 solid bar up. Yeah, and we, like I said, we broke above we closed above the 200-day moving average. We have bullish divergence on the MACD and the chart. So we're looking good. GameStop's in an amazing position. The world is not. The world is not. I know there was a surge in many prices because this whole all of these stocks were down throughout the day. There was only GameStop up, and AMC stayed at 30 cents, even though it shows that it closed in the positive. Yeah, GameStop's looking good. Carvana's up. Whatever. This whole thing was red, and they hire psychologists. They want people to sell to sell. They want to get this thing rolling. Eventually, they're going to move to the long position of GameStop, like Jim Cramer has said. Because they just cannot win. The bear thesis is practically dead. Nothing's truly dead. Like I said, maybe there's a 0.05% chance that they'll be right, but it's very slim. And all thanks to Ryan Cohen. Hold up. People messaging me. My bad, yo. I'm messaging. Work. All right, cool. Yeah, so thanks to Ryan Cohen. This is such a disconnected stream, I feel. But like I say, dislike, unsubscribe, I don't care. Thanks to Ryan Cohen, right? He's got us all in position where none of this matters with the stock. I don't know if I'm going in and out or whatever, but yeah. GameStop investor. Let's see. All right, cool. Back to the world, right? We're back to the world burning. Um, Here, Turkey faces protests, investor flight as opposition leaders arrest. This is crazy. They got political uncertainty. Investors are fleeing the Turkish markets. Bank of England warns on economic uncertainty as rate held. Um, we've got Bank of Japan holds rate, warns of trade uncertainty. Everything is doing the same thing. Christine Lagarde, European Central Bank president, says uncertainty means the European Central Bank can't commit on rates. Does this sound good to you? Credit card delinquency, all of this, credit card delinquencies at an all-time high, like above COVID rates, the most in a decade, above COVID rates, when everyone was losing their jobs, had no money to pay for things, like food skyrocketed, and we're still higher than that level, or approaching those levels. Uh, FHA, so what was it? FHA loans delinquencies higher than COVID levels. It's crazy to me. And here's the world markets, right? You see the world markets overall, it's down, right? Look at all of this red. The world markets, it's crazy. So yeah, are we headed for a global trade war? I would think so. It seems like it, and they're gonna blame Trump, but Trump's doing what should have been done a long time ago. But yeah, let's see what else is going on. I always talk about NBFIs. This is long. This is long, but let's see. The growing risk of spillovers and spillbacks in the bank NBFI nexus. So what that means is like banks, NBFIs, let's just say hedge funds, right? Because that encompasses hedge funds, private equity, insurance funds. They're all interconnected, and their leverage, There, I see. Keep saying camera on. I wonder if I keep going in and out. I don't know. Whatever. If I just did this to nobody, it'd all be good. But yeah, so banks, NBFIs, which are private equity, hedge funds, insurance funds, open-ended funds, family offices, all the nefarious. They're not all nefarious, but there are many nefarious people tied up in that. But it's talking about the bank NBFI nexus, right? So what does that mean? How they're interconnected, their connection point, where how their risk is tied to one another. So obviously banks are loaning out money to NBFIs, to hedge funds, to short that shorted GameStop. They're giving them the leverage, right? So now they have all these assets that they're upside down in. Maybe they've corrected the other assets, the other securities, their other issues, but GameStop is just one that won't go away. The short interest has dropped. Why? Because it's self-reported. Self-reported short interest. It's very opaque reporting. Um, so that's why short interest is a job. Have they closed? No, they haven't closed. They were naked shorting this. This is done in mass amounts. I don't know how they're doing it, how they're rolling it out, but I know they're rolling it out to a later date in hopes of us crumbling. But they're like Jim Cramer said. He said once we're done with that, we're going to go long, and they're going to go long. They've been increasing their positions over time. You've seen it recently. Institutional positions have grown, and they'll continue to do it. When this earnings hits, we're going to show up in all the financial trackers when they sort by all the different ratios that whatever pick it. Cash position, net income, margins, whatever you want to pick. But you can see how Ryan Cohen's correcting us. He's got our sales general administrative account expenses going down, cost of goods going down, profit margin is growing, gross margin is growing, net income's improving. It swung from like a negative 315 million a few years ago. This is wild, and you still get this reporting on GameStop. Should I read this? Let's see. Transformation, activities, and risks. Banks, NBFI Nexus may have benefits, normal states. It's just let me go through it because it is important. Maybe I'll go to the bottom. It's just showing non-financial firms, right? Um, Here they put pressure on asset managers. Asset managers, if there's a dip in securities, all this is just showing is the leverage. Like so, when does basically it's showing what we always expected with GameStop. We always expected when the market comes down, this is their hedge to GameStop. And this doesn't look good for SPY, I'll tell you right now. But when the market comes down, it's their hedge to GameStop. That's why GameStop is up 5.5% right now. We don't even fear this market drop a bit. And the thing is, if it does drop, if GameStop does tumble with the market, what do you think we're going to do? Continuously buy. And we'll be happily buying because we have such a strong cash position. We have a leader in Ryan Cohen, Larry Chang, Alan Adel, Jim Grube, and the other lady. I don't want to mispronounce her name. I always say that. I should learn it. Put some respect on her name. But yeah, the market is hedged. And it's the hedge against GameStop. That's why we've been going up and the market has been going down. We have no problem over here. We have no problem over here. Just confident elite investors. What the hell? Got to send you the doc. All right. Well, yeah. So here you go. The S&P 500 looks like it's breaking down out of a rising wedge. It has a falling H pattern, falling knife pattern. You see this H pattern forming? This is a falling knife pattern. So yeah, we're coming down. Where are we coming down to? 500. Will we come down to 500 on the S&P? Will we come to this level right here? That looks like a main point. Or right over here. This is the next one, 450. Who knows where we're going? But there's definitely a trade war, a tariff war on the horizon, and we're just in the beginning of it. And GameStop is going up with great earnings about to be reported, stronger than ever. Like, remember how bullish we were? Like, I started doing videos when we were at $10, $11, $9, $9. I don't know why, but whatever. I felt like saying it. $9. Now we're just way up there, 24.75. We hit 50 already. It was just a reminder of how correct we are, how right we are in the stock. Just confirmation. That was like double confirmation, triple confirmation to me that may spike. We don't have to worry about liquidity issues. Like, what are banks going to do? Like, they're gonna be loaning out. Are they going to be giving out loans to small businesses? Like small businesses that are barely making it with all these trade uncertainty, trade wars, they're gonna collapse. You know, they're going to collapse. And for new businesses, what does that mean? Are banks going to be giving out loans to new businesses and be like, hell no, your product is coming through Europe, it's coming through China. No way, no way in hell we're giving you that loan. You're gonna have to pay this much in tariffs. You know, like we're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that. And look at this. Not only is SPY breaking down out of a rising wedge. I feel like doing some trades type stuff. Breaking down out of a rising wedge. Breaking down out of the rising wedge, we dropped below the 200-day moving average. The 50 is crossing. It's about to cross the 200-day moving average. But I said we. No way is we. I'm GameStop, GME. We came back up and bumped the 200-day moving average, and now we're curling back down. So this is probably on its way down. Nothing's certain. You know the. So yeah, what the hell was I talking about? This NBFI Nexus. Okay, here's hedge fund managers. Okay, they're gonna say if there's oh yeah, the price decline in SPY, Nvidia, all of the stuff that they hedge against GameStop, right? When they sell off, first they're gonna sell off treasuries, corporate bonds, then that's gonna put stress on banks. Okay, the treasury sell off, banks are gonna absorb the loss because they're all interconnected. Corporate bonds, life insurance companies are gonna take the loss. Right? So will asset managers. And then life insurance companies are going to sell their loans back to banks. You know, and they're all going to take losses. They're going to be multiple rounds of losses going round and round. And when these people all need these assets to hedge against GameStop, what do you think is going to happen? Once they're done with this, and then they go to their fire sales of securities. Banks experiencing distress because of the asset losses driven by NBFI sales may in turn reduce funding liquidity support to NBFIs, causing risks to spill back to NBFIs and the real economy. This is a detailed one. This is the correlation in of the NBFI sector, how it's risen. Look at the pandemic up to 2021. This is 2021. We're still way up there in market risk between banks, the interconnectedness of banks and non-bank financial institutions, intermediaries, whatever you may have it. But yeah, just to move out from the wait, what is that here? There wasn't. I wish I had a little bit more time. Running out of time. I wish I could go through this, but there's one thing I want to read on this before I'm done. Hold up. Yeah, I think this is it. Because of increasing similarity in the asset profile of the various NBFI sectors. Here, increasing similarity in the asset profile. What do you think it is that increasing similarity? It's GameStop. It's wrapped up in it. You know why? Because they run in circles. One hedge fund is like, oh, yo, I'm shorting GameStop a ton. It's going out of business. The next one's, all right, let me get in on it. It's a dog pile. But we got out of that dog pile, and now we're running for the end zone. Like, that's the way it is. Yeah, the commonality, that's what it's talking about. The commonality of asset holdings between banks and NBFIs could turn out to be an important source of market disruption, driven by asset pricing dislocations in the event of forced asset sales by NBFIs in need of liquidity. That's exactly what happened in 2021. They're talking about it happening again because they're doing it again. All over again, but they found another way to do it and hide the short interest or just not report it or through another avenue. But trust me, they're doing the exact same thing. And banks are going to reach a point like we are going up against. My point is, we're going against the banks in here, and against the banks. What else are we going against? We're going against the Fed. Do you know why? Because the Federal Reserve is the backstop for liquidity to major banks, to the prime dealers, to the prime lenders. That's what it is. So Ryan Cohen, like, how are they feeling right now with GameStop? They know what's happening. So they're going to go long. That's why Morantz was talking about. I don't want to put words in his mouth, but that's the overall why he was saying they're going to join us long, and we're going to show up in financial trackers and FinViz and everything. That's what it is. Let's see the screener real quick. When we go to the screener, I was looking for this the other day. I hope I can find it. I'm just wasting time over here. I can't even remember. Every time I come here, every time target price, was this it? Here. Okay, yeah. When you look at target price, I think it's target price. I'm just wasting y'all's time right now. Let's see. Target price, 50% below price. I don't know. Yeah, here's GameStop, 50% below price in the Finviz screener. If you look at, if you sort it through like, I was sorting it through Roaring Kitty's criteria and different things, and by market cap, mid cap, and or whatever it may be. I'm just wasting everybody's time right now. But as you can see, completely undervalued. Completely undervalued. You can put out a certain set of screeners. It's not like ridiculous screeners, and GameStop will be the only company showing up undervalued and certain market cap size and all of that. I was doing it for myself, but institutions are going to run the screeners, and when we have such a large net income on the year for the quarter and consistently delivering positive net incomes, and when you look at different ratios as a percentage of the revenue, not just looking at the revenue, of course top line revenue is going to go down. We're closing stores, but when you look at SG&A as a percentage of the revenue, cost of goods sold as a percentage of the revenue, net income, margin, gross margin, quarter to quarter, year over year, it's all positive. While the market is burning, while the hedge is going down in prices, like that article said, when their hedges, like when the asset values tank, like it's going to spark liquidity needs, and then there's going to be liquidity issues. Banks and hedge funds, private equity firms, family offices will all be interconnected and all be leveraged off of each other. And that's the problem. That's the problem. But hey, it's absolute. The thing is, it's absolutely beautiful to be a GameStop investor because I really don't have to worry about any of that. I can sit back, chill, and go play with my kids. I can take a week off, do nothing, come back, and still have the same intent I have every single day with GameStop. But yeah, I'm just going. Let's see, 524. Let's see. I want more.
Let's just start with this simple question: how close we were to this system breaking, something failing? How close were we, Thomas?
We were frighteningly close on January 28th when we had 50 million registered shares. At the same time, we had 70 million shares short and 150 million shares short via short call options. So if the call options had been exercised, the shorts would have had to deliver 270 million shares, while only 50 million shares existed. So as the rules are today, the long broker has to, if he can't get the shares, he has to go into the market and buy the shares at whatever the price is. So that could have pushed the price further up into the thousands. When that happens, obviously the shorts cannot pay up. So the brokers, they default on the brokers default on the clearinghouse, and the whole thing is a huge mess that's impossible to untangle. So there is
Impossible to untangle. In the end, it's with the banks, like I said, the prime lenders, the dealers of this country, which are the major banks. They're tied into all of this, and I don't give a damn. I hope y'all crumble. Y'all won't. I know, but y'all are gonna join us, like Marines was saying today. That's what's gonna happen. Me, yeah, I've got ill will upon all of y'all. Not all these banks, all these people that run the markets like this, run companies to the ground, do all of this stuff. I've got ill will towards you. Maybe I need to pray a little bit more, but maybe I don't know. But that's just who I am, what I am, and how I feel. I'm down for people like Ryan Cohen, people like Larry Chang, people that actually are positive. They don't, like Moran said it perfectly in the stream. He encompassed it perfectly. He was like, Ryan Cohen is not a breaker. Maybe a breaker of chains, but he is a builder. He said in that hearing for Bed Bath & Beyond, he's like, I'm completely against shorts. I never short anything. He's like, it's so un-American to be a shorter and bet on the demise of someone's company. And he knows because he builds companies from the ground up. GameStop, he's practically built it from the ground up. Even though he didn't, he had to destroy everything and build it back from the ground up. All the back end stuff, all the stuff you don't see he had to do, Chewy, he's built a company from the ground up, so he knows what it takes, and he does not want to be that person. He's a man of a high moral compass. like I know Ryan, right? Like I've interacted, but that's what I gather from all of my research. Years of research. As time goes on, the research gets more intensive. I become more confident, and it's cool. Here, I'll hand over the keys to my money to Ryan, but I'll always be vigilant on that. I'll always be monitoring it. I'm gonna always be here. That's what it is. Like I said, it's for my children, and that's where we're gonna be. I just wanted to hear this dude, Dracula, say it again. And these are the newest articles coming out. Why investors shouldn't bite into GameStop's earning bait. Of course, you're gonna tell us that earnings bait. Because we're about to be positive. I'm about to check the chat, yo. We got a lot of people. I haven't read any of this. Yo, Michael V. Dion Easton, what's up? Fed up. Bryce, what's going down? I think you could grow a lot streaming to Rumble. Great communities over there and nothing GME. Maybe I could. Maybe I'll check it out, yo. Amber, driving and listening. I hope you're all good and safe right now. Speak to us credit default swaps that are being sold to pension funds. Man, like I said, they're all interconnected. They all deal in swaps. They have total return swaps, different things. I've done research on it, but at this point, like we just need to worry about GameStop going up, and we're doing that, right? Deep dive into insurance companies that are backing the swaps sold to pension funds. Yeah, they're NBFIs, man. They run in the same circles. They're all interconnected, and they're all linked to the banks. All because of their leverage. They deal in derivatives markets. And that's why teachers' pension funds were at risk. But it's not my problem. They bet teachers' pension funds against it. Awoken Sheep, what's going down? Team 51. Wendy, what's up? Good to see you. Because I can. It's going down. Jesus, Benjamin, I see y'all, yo. It's just another GameStop Friday, another pop-off, Here's another funny article. AMC rises as GameStop falls. Meme stocks to buy or sell now. I'm not wasting my time reading that. Actually, I just want to get to some videos, right? Because I'm part of the new generation, I guess. I've been watching too much shorts. I try not to watch shorts at all. Here, this is one of the main things. GameStop's effect. Retail traders seen behind Utellistat's 650% surge. They're trying to relate GameStop like this is the next GameStop. If you go and look at Utelsats, who owns Utelsat? Of course, they're a private equity company. EQT, private equity company, acquires major stake in Utellistats. They're going to keep pushing out new things, new GameStops, but there's only things to disappoint due to industry declines. GameStop stock price is disconnected from fundamentals. Despite some financial improvements, the overall sentiment remains negative, with no meaningful catalyst for growth. Q4 earnings, they're expecting 0.07 cents, 7 cents earnings per share. They talk about Microsoft Game Pass over here. Products like Microsoft Game Pass are taking GameStop's business model less compelling, taking GameStop out of business. I could read this, but why waste my time? It's just going to get you mad for no reason, right? These dudes are just ridiculous. You already know the sentiment. What they're going to say about Ryan Cohen and all of that, how he has no plan, he doesn't have conference calls. There just isn't a compelling I'm just skipping to the summary. There isn't a compelling reason to step foot into a GameStop location in this modern era of gaming. Consoles have built-in platforms to purchase new games, even accessories, which eliminates it. Yeah, but you can go to GameStop right now, get a used controller right away and start playing right now, That's the problem. When a kid's is playing a game and it stops, they're going to bug their parent nonstop until they can get to the store and get a controller. And honestly, as a parent, you want to shut that kid up, so they're going to do it. I've seen it many times in GameStop. Whatever. What do I need to say? They're talking over here. The data would suggest majority of gamers feel differently. For instance, it was reported 10% of video game sales in 2023 were physical copies. Now, Roaring Kitty has addressed Keith Gill has addressed it in his other games. These numbers are skewed because these also factor in-game sales, which think of Fortnite, Roblox, all of those in-game sales. They skewed the numbers so much. You telling me a 90-10 ratio, 90% digital, 10% physical? Well, I'm going to show you the opposition of that. Look at all of these comments. Should I buy digital or physical games? Physical preserves all of these comments, one after another, all about physical. I didn't want to keep going, highlighting. I love digital library, but staring at an old retro game in hand is just magic, as you put it. Here, physical preserves value, something to pass down to your family generationally. Digital will always be the publisher's discretion. If you keep it or not, you don't actually own the game. Physical all the way. Even if it's more costly, takes space. Someone else said something else. Here, this is a good point, because this kind of relates to like how I feel. I hate looking through my install games to find digital game. I mean, I don't have too many digital games. I prefer to browse my physical game library, look at the cover art, pick a few games out. That's called enjoying your collection. The only digital ones they own are the ones that come from free for PS Plus. That's me too. Same exact thing. I only download the free games from PS Plus. But physical all the way for me, the same with digital books. I can't beat a proper book on your shelf. Me too. I can't read digital books. I have to, like, if I open a book, I'm more into it, you know? And that's the thing that's lost, that people aren't seeing and aren't factoring in to the gaming. And when they give you, listen, whenever you hear 90-10 ratio digital games, being reported, that's not the true sales. What about retro sales? They don't even look into that. Those are only new games, but also those are in-game purchases going as well. I'm throwing up the 666 on accident, yo. Here, and this is crazy to me. Car crashes into former GameStop building on East Main Road. This completely looks like a setup. Anyways, this looks like an absolute setup. But it looks like people laid these bricks all over. And how did this car get all crooked like this? How did it come, like, get right in between that column, swerve, and smack into this, and then turn sideways with a few bricks laying on it? But regardless, they had to say car crashes into former GameStop building on East Main Road. Okay, like, can I get an address? No, I couldn't. They won't give you an address, okay? So, let's go to the Middletown Fire Department. They don't give you an address. They just say crashes into building East Main Road. At the former GameStop location on East Main Road. Are these police officers or what? You don't want to say the 200 block of East Main Street right here? In what direction? Northeast direction? You can't say that? Like, what is going on? This is a complete psyop. They're trying to get us, I swear. And you know why? You know why? I'm going to show you why. They couldn't say in the shopping center occupied by marshals. They couldn't say that? No? Okay, let's move a little bit farther down here. Oh, Bed Bath & Beyond, right next door to GameStop. They couldn't say the former Bed Bath & Beyond? They couldn't say that? But they gotta talk about GameStop. Anyways, I'm living in a psyop. I know I'm right. Everybody's out to get me. You know it. But yeah, then we got this dude, Sultan Al-Madid. You know he's been in Qatar. Investment authority. He's doing many different things. He's in touch with many different entrepreneurs. He took January 18th. I may have to switch my earpod. I busted my GamePod. Hold on. I busted my GameStop earbuds. I can't. I gotta turn them on in the most ghetto way possible. But I'll just buy a new one. But even connected? Is it even connected? How about that to me? Yeah, so yeah, so he's looking for partnerships, Middle East, U.S. I know Moranz doesn't like to go in too much. Me personally, I just like exploring different avenues. I know he does as well. I'm sure he's very well educated on this also. So I just want to know, like, different potentials. And we looked into esports potential, which GameStop was in, pulled out of. Middle East is really deep into esports gaming. Different princes. This dude over here. We linked them to different esports investments, all of that. So first of all, let's start over here. We have this, right? This was January. And now where is he going next? I got to scroll a little bit. Then recently he's just been coming out and just talking GameStop nonstop. Like he's in love with GameStop. Maybe because he's so impressed with Ryan Cohen and the way he runs it. Then he's showing off his PSA graded cards. Rare cards as an asset class. Tell me about it, yo. Tell me about it. I got all my cards right here. I have more cards coming. You saw my cards getting graded. I'm flipping. I created a business thanks to GameStop. I'm trying to teach my kids business principles. You know, my kids are gonna have But you know what's funny? My little mini business I got going on over here, grading cards through GameStop, is it only viable as long as GameStop is grading? No, because I'm smart and I learned from Ryan Cohen, and I have massive, massive profit margin, and I've limited my risk because if it comes back a 9, I limit my risk. I'm still making money. If it comes back an 8, I crack it open, resell the raw card. What do I lose? I lose like $20 on grading, and GameStop wins because they got my service of grading. You know, so I've thought this all through. But I want to teach my kids all of these principles in business, low barrier to entry, just everything. You know, and thanks to Ryan Cohen, I'm running my thing like GameStop. But I got a full-time job, so I mean, we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. What's up, Mind Games? Yo, I see you going all the time, all the time. Welcome. I'm glad you're over here. But here you go. Look, always exploring new things. Collectors, GameStop, GME. He's got all of these cards over here. Imagine having as much money as he does. Like his family, I think, has like $1 trillion or something like that, all combined. But as you can see recently, the past few days, actually, he's been talking a lot about GameStop. A lot about GameStop. Let me see. Actually, over here, having dinner with Ryan Cohen, right? Look forward to host Ryan Cohen soon in Qatar, GME. This is March 19th, just 2 days ago. Actually, apparently, isn't is UAE, United Arab Emirates, hosting the esports, whatever, the competition or something like that, or is it Qatar? Something like that. Something's going down, right? The national sports structure. Let me see. Oh yeah, it is UAE, I think, right? Well, whatever it is, we'll do that research on another day. I think it is in the United Arab Emirates or yeah, United Arab Emirates or Qatar. I don't know, somewhere around that region. They're gonna have the esports championship, but I'm not even linking it. But you can just see the dude 2 days ago chilling with Ryan Cohen having dinner, or maybe that's just a picture. Okay, this is a little excessive. Arabian dress looks interesting. Ryan Cohen in a headdress, and then what else do we have? We have more stuff about GameStop. Dude's talking about who can tokenize GME stocks and make it accessible to global investors. GME. Imagine you increase the availability to billions of people around the world. Then we could see tokenized SpaceX and Tesla. You know, but the dude, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what Ryan's cooking up. But I believe in Ryan Cohen. He's retweeting people posting just GME stuff. Like, so, two leaders building partnerships between the East and West. This is one of the major dudes into esports. So who really knows what's going on? I don't know what's going on, but this dude's pressed for Ryan Cohen right now. Retweeting GameStop about the investor relations site, which we're about to touch on. He's talking about how many venture capitalists how many VCs have achieved a similar or better return? How many VCs outperform SPY, QQQ, and GME? And he's posting GME versus Nvidia over the past 5 years. Like, this dude is all in on GME, it seems like. But that's just the fun part of our investment. Have all of that up there. But we're fundamentally sound. We have a great person leading us. Roaring Kitty, I was going to play a little bit of it. I did in the previous stream. I mean, I guess we could. I didn't play it last stream, this part of it.
Kind of silly, just because I think it could be, it's just not proof of anything. Now, again, therefore it's over. You know what I mean? I think that's just kind of silly, just because to change your mind, just like I do. That's how you should approach this. And thinking about what you're going to do could be a good approach. That's not the end all be all, right? We'll see where it goes from there, but it's a good starting point. And I personally don't think 3 years is too long in this case. 5 years, 10 years, all right. Like if we all wait 5 years, 10 years, you know, and it's like, all right, we're going to be going into the pet rock business. Come on, reserve the right to change your mind, just like I do. That's how you should approach this. But in this case, right, the absence of evidence is not evidence of absence. And it seems like people are quick to
Did
idea,
that, right? Yeah.
or you might have a management team that you believe on, and that tends to be what you'll focus on. And do they seem like they have the right skill set to pull it off? That's the focus. I mean, that's what I mean. This is not unusual in financial markets generally. What might be unusual is that this is a public company, right? In that you have non-institutional investors. You have non-institutional investors who are like making the case for it. That's highly unusual. But it's not unusual in financial markets. It's a little bit different this time around, and so it's just an ongoing argument, discussion, and you won't really, no one knows for sure. I mean, especially me, right? You don't follow anything I do. You see all my disclaimers and stuff. Same thing. None of this is advice. I have an aggressive style. Blah blah blah. You know that stuff. But when you're dealing with these types of opportunities, right? I say it's unusual, but in financial, when you deal in these types of opportunities, you could lose it all. You could lose everything. They're highly speculative in nature. You should know that. These are very risky opportunities, and they are risky because there could be tremendous upside if it works out. But that's the balance, and that's why in those types of opportunities that I'm talking about, that's the trade-off. Big potential opportunities, or you could lose it all, and you kind of factor that into your analysis. And so it's the same thing here. So it becomes kind of a bet on the team. And from what I've seen so far, I think I reserve the right to change my mind, as you should too. I'm a believer right now. Let's see though. 3 years. Let's see what happens from here. But I think with a significant amount of capital, I don't know. I think let's see. Let's see where it goes from here. But that's kind of a reiteration of a lot of stuff I said in my last year. There was two parts of the thesis. Then this part of the thesis, if you remember, I ascribed at the time. I'm like, well, we can't even discuss this. It was like the bottom of that Word document that I had. I was like, well, let's discuss this when it comes. Well, it came. That kind of first part worked out, and now it's a discussion about this other stuff. So, I mean, I'm probably, you know me, I'm rambling now at this point. I'm probably, let me put on pour that stuff. But that's, I'm just reminding y'all that, like that's got. Let's see where it goes from here. But hold on, did I pour? All right, you can't pour it all. Can I get that? What's a drink? My buddy hooked me up. My buddy hooked me up with that. What's a drinking strategy, baby? What's a drinking strategy? Clearly. I mean, look at the impact on me. I mean, where's that button to eject me out of this? Cheers, everybody. Huh? What's a drinking strategy? Let's do this. All right. Yeah, what now, though? What now? I mean, now what do we do? I mean, I kind of got some of that stuff out of the way.
Showing his position. But, yeah, that's the thing. It's a bet. That was like the wrong section, but whatever. He's talking about it's the bet on management. And we're betting on management, right? We've been betting on management. We know what it is. GameStop, like Ryan Cohen has solidified GameStop here to come. He's flipped it around, right? Our expenses are going down. He's closing the store footprint. E-commerce is booming. I mean, have you looked at our website? How nice our website looks. It's so smooth. It's so nice. It's so appealing. Easy on the eyes. Easily navigable. And then we're boosting our highest margin products. Pokemon is booming. Graded cards, boom. I haven't even seen how many graded cards we have. There was a Jaden Daniels one on there. I want to buy for my nephew. 1900, so it's going back up. But these are high margin products. How do you know, right? You get a card that they have for sale. You see how much they'll give you. They'll give you like $20, sell it for 120. And what do you think is happening when we are reaching our millionth submission? When we're reaching our millionth submission, we're getting some of those in for trade-ins. When you see the credit card delinquencies, right? When you see credit card delinquencies picking up. See FHA mortgage delinquencies picking up. Subprime mortgage delinquencies picking up. People in this dire economic state, what will come once this tariff war pops off and small businesses start closing down that are on the brink, they're going to just go under. You know, and there's going to be many small businesses. So what are people going to do? They're going to trade in different things, sell everything they have, like I'm selling Jordans, right? I was listing Jordans. I didn't finish. I'll try today. But it's like $350 for a pair of Jordans I bought for $180 in 2017. I haven't worn them. But like, dude, I'm getting paid like almost like double. Really is double. Then you got to minus fees. It's almost double. But where is that money going? Straight to GameStop. Because that's just what I want to do. You know? But yeah. So we're looking good. We have high margin cards over here. Think about the million submissions. Think about how much of that has been traded in and the large profit margins we're making. Aside from, there was such a funny comment in that other video. I wish I remembered. It was someone like, nobody goes to buy physical games from GameStop. They said nobody goes to buy physical games from GameStop, but I do go in there to buy these figurines, these collectible toys. And they're like, and I buy this, and I buy that, but nobody goes for games. It's like, so what? We got you in the store? you're still going to GameStop complaining about it. There's people like me. There's many different people that see this. People that don't walk into GameStop stores and people that do go into GameStop stores. So me, I'm not walking into sewing fabric stores. I'm not going to say, oh, Betty's fabric store is going out of business tomorrow. I don't go there, but I'm not a freaking seamstress, like this, they just can't fathom, their mind's not open, and they can't read financial statements, obviously, or if they can, they have a narrative. But yeah, so what else do we have? GameStop's new investor relations page. Remind you of something? Berkshire Hathaway, you know where this is going. You know when we do things like this. Like, this is all I need. I love it. Simple, straight to the point, black and white. You got your URL links that are blue, but this is all you need. Straight facts, homie. That's all I need. I'm gonna have to put my hair up for this one, Ian Carroll style. No, but what else? You have to put that hair up. There's only one other time I know when women put their. Okay, I'll stop. I'll be nice. I'll be nice on that plant, the absolute plant. Ian Carroll comes out of nowhere, blows up, goes on GameStop, goes on Joe Rogan, doesn't speak a damn thing about GameStop. Well, I'll never find myself on there, but if I was on there, first thing I'd say is GameStop out my mouth, and I would refuse like a little baby till I talk about that. If he tries to narrate my conversation, I'm getting up and walking out. But he's there for clicks and views. He's a little hoe. That's what it is. But GameStop updated his investor relations page. Looks just like Berkshire Hathaway. I love it. You gotta love it. Straight facts. Click on what you need. It's right in front of your face. Larry Chang, this is what I wanted to get into. We are in the extra innings. Remember when ABC was like, what inning are we in, brother? He's like, it's not looking good. We're not up. We're down by 10 in the 9th inning for Bed Bath & Beyond investors. But here's Larry Chang tweeting out different things to help guide you as you go along this GameStop investment. Turnarounds are like baseball. This is probably my favorite one right now. I've got another favorite. The ugly teenage growth phases. Here's turnarounds are like baseball. The market might not reward your efforts until the game is won. That means for investors, you can join in after 7 innings and still be rewarded. But if you join in the first inning, patience will be required. Know which inning the turnaround is in. So think of it this way, right? My man said today, I'm quoting this man like he's Tupac. He's the Tupac of GameStop, but he ain't dead. But basically, look, what he said. What did he say? What am I even doing over here? You join in the first inning. Okay, so the first inning, if it's, say we just got into this, right, in the end. So he's telling you 7 innings, right? 7th inning and still be rewarded. When I talk about our turnaround and we look at all of their hirings, their jobs, their full stack web engineers that they're looking for, front end, back end, multiple different programming languages, as well as mobile, business intelligence analysts. We're going to be hiring a business intelligence analyst tells me that we're doing big data for the company. Big data on sales, every operation of the company, marketing, everything. We are going to be an absolute analytical driven company, and we're going to operate off analytics, see if it's working or not. We also have that human touch to us, which we create when we contact the customer, come in contact with the customer, my employees. I own this place. But that creates real human relationships. I was holding my daughter today, playing with her, talking to her in baby language, but that is a bond that is being built, between me and my daughter. She's 3 months old, but even though she can't say it, even though she smiles back at me, but even if she's not smiling, just staring at me and I'm talking to her, it's a bond that's being built. It's a human to human bond. You may want to go digital, you may want to do all of this, but you cannot strip away the basis of what we are built on. We are built on being human beings, being in contact. We are, as human beings, we have to be in groups. It's just the fundamental things that we need to base our opinions off of. So dealing with that, dealing with customer service, the nice touch, that's where Ryan Cohen pounces on. That's what he's best on. That's why Chewy was successful, and that's why GameStop is successful. That's why people like going into GameStop. That's why people love midnight releases, my bad, there's something on the camera. So that's why people love midnight releases. It's the physical part of it. No Diddy. the physical part of it for GameStop. It's just like, think about people going to midnight releases. They create a bond with the physical disc of that game. Like, oh my goodness, they have all these stories about the game, right? Or just attaining the game and the excitement that builds in them to go play. What fun is it? Like, oh, midnight, download, I'm play it. No, there's more connection to it. There's more of a struggle, so you appreciate it more. And I'm sure that's just what it's going to be like with my children. The struggle now, dealing with them, not dealing with them like in a negative way, just guiding them, teaching them how hard it is to get through them, to learn things. I mean, but it's the repetition, the struggle that will pay off in the end. And if we invested in the 7th inning and it took off in the 9th, we'd probably be out at $100 there. But all of the pain, the struggle, the fight, the grit that we have shown over the past 4 years, this thing's 100? Yeah, right. Talk to me when it's 500, then 1,000, then 2,000, then 3,000. I'm holding this thing forever, and I'm not getting out. And do you know what just got me, like, thinking about Roaring Kitty? His YOLO updates. Like, I went back. It's like, how could he not sell? How could he not sell? Go back here, right? The party's in 7 minutes. I'm about to get kicked out of here. Probably like none of the kids are ready. See, this is part of being a dad. I gotta go when my wife's with the baby. I gotta go get the other kids ready, and now none of the kids are gonna be ready because I damn well know they're doing something with Pokemon. They ain't playing nothing. It's just my daughter was doing her makeup. She's 9 for her cousin's birthday party. She's not going out in public at all. But yeah, they ain't doing nothing productive. But whatever, they're kids. Let them be kids, right? 30 cents earnings per share incoming Tuesday afternoon. Yeah, why not? You know, maybe even more, maybe a little less, but it's definitely not going to be 7. Look at this. He was 1.5 million, 1.4 million, 2.2 million. It went to 3.5. It went up. Then you get to like 30 million, 40 million. How did he not sell at 20? How did he not sell at 25? How does he own 9 million shares right now of GameStop? And people that walk around saying that you don't know he's in it. You don't know he's in it. I mean, did you just see what he talked about? He believes in Ryan Cohen, he said. He believes they can do it, and he believes there is a whole nother part of this story. The first part is done. Getting GameStop, righting the ship. Now it's the transformation part of it. Have we heard anything about transformation? No. Will we? Yes. Eventually, when the time is right, when Ryan Cohen has developed this whole thing, and he's ready to drop the bomb, he will drop it. And, yeah, that's what's going to happen. But look. 268 million. This is ridiculous. The man wouldn't sell at 100 million, 50 million, 75 million. He believes in GameStop that much. Tell me we're wrong. Tell me we're wrong. You know, look at this. On stream, he's chilling watching this thing go down 40%, not even giving a damn because he knows Ryan Cohen. Ryan Cohen is in this thing for the legacy, for his legacy. It's the end-all, be-all for him. He told you in the letter. He told you in the letter. GameStop right now, over $25, up 2%. What was Max Payne? Was it $24.50? Let me see, because we're at $24.75, what we ended at. Like I even give a damn, right? That's for options people. We buy shares here. 24. Okay. All cool with me. But what else were we talking about? Larry Chang, yeah. So I always say we're 60% done with this turnaround. That's what I've been saying over the past few months. He mentioned 7th inning, right? And this is kind of like something you tweet out. This is not even like PPC's tinfoil. Something you tweet out right before something big is going to happen. Earnings is coming up. Sultan Al-Madid, like as much fun as it is, he's only talking GameStop now. You know? But yeah, look to the guiding light. Look to Larry Chang. Look to our board members, Ryan Cohen, the contrarian, the guy that went into something that everyone said was doomed, fought everybody on it. Everybody's throwing lawsuits at him with his mouth silent, not even saying a word, hating on him, creating documentaries, movies, James Janney, British people coming out. Everybody that's Canadian is out here. No, my bad, Sharon. I'm not talking about you like that, but you know what I mean. The Canadian hedge funds. All of the bad actors over there. PPCs, you got Dan Olsen. Hannah Reloaded might as well be Canadian. But she was talking, we got Hannah Reloaded over here, that thing, talking negative about GameStop. We got Dan Olsen. We have doing whole hours long professional documentaries about GameStop, and how it's horrible. We got people commenting on my YouTube channel back in the day saying GameStop's going to $2. And where are we at now? Where are we at now? You know, he's talking about this turnaround. He's talking about the ugly teenage phase. Read this. This is the #1 tweet he's ever tweeted to me. Because as you read it, you can tell where GameStop is. You start with high revenue growth, high burn rate. Then you realize due to market conditions, you need to get profitable. Okay, where are we at? GameStop's profitable. Cut operating expenses, inefficient marketing spend, headcount, etc. We've done that, right? Enhancing gross margins, done. Cost of goods sold, done. Shipping, done. We do it from the store. You know, renegotiate with your vendors, suppliers, manufacturers, payment terms to improve cash. Done. You know, we've closed businesses footprints. We don't have to pay high rent. None of that. Optimize inventory. Renegotiate, refinance debt. What debt? You know, our inventory is high quality, high profit collectibles. Higher margin collectibles, high margin PSA collectibles. During these 4 phases, revenue is declining year over year, sometimes materially because you're comping against prior quarters with heavy marketing spend. All right? Top line revenue is declining. Net income's going up right now. And it's only going to continue to go up. This is why this is the ugly teenage phase. It looks ugly if all you're looking at is the top line, but there are usually good signs. All operational expenses lines are decreasing as a percentage of revenue. I did it last stream. I may do it again, maybe on Monday. Who knows? But everything as a percentage of revenue is increasing in a good way, or is declining. Our expenses, operational expenses. At this phase, you're still ugly to the world because the revenue is declining. But the end of the teenage years is on the horizon. Maintaining profitability, returning year-over-year revenue growth by investing some of your own cash flow back into growth. So where are we at right now? I see us being right over here. Revenue declining year over year, but you have achieved profitability. Okay? What's the next phase? Still ugly to the world because revenue is declining, but the end of the teenage years is on the horizon. So the end is on the horizon. Ryan Cohen, he's going to bring it to them. I don't know if it's going to be on the conference call or what, or if he stays silent, do it, because I know he's in the back working. You know, evidence of absence is not absence of evidence. I got it. You know how I got it? Whatever I'm about to say, I just reverse it and I get it right. But it's so true. We know it better than anyone as an investor. But there's a reason God put us here. Even if you don't believe in God, there's a reason we're here. You know, if you believe in the universe, whatever, karma, whatever you think, forces are working with us. There's a reason we're here. There's a reason we were here in 2021. For all of this time to build up, to make us stronger, harder, faster. I don't know where to take it. Stronger, harder, hardcore investors. I hope Tony De Niro doesn't watch this, so I hope it. But yeah, Ryan Cohen, man. Seriously, Wendy, Ryan Cohen. He has got us here. But these past 4 years are to build us up, to make us more hardcore investors, more convicted than we've ever been, more conviction in our investment than we've ever had. And it's going to give us the conviction and strength to hold till this thing gets to 1,000, 2,000, wherever you want it to go, you know? Wherever your mind wants it to go. We're going to manifest this whole damn thing into existence. And that's what it is as an investor base. You'll never see an investor base like a GameStop investor. No other company has investors like us live streaming this way. The only NVIDIA people you see live streaming are just people like Matthew Kors trying to get clicks and everything. That's it. There's no real people doing it. Maybe I'm going to end this soon. It's probably after this video because I really, really got to go. And then I'm probably going to show up to my in-laws' house. They're going to be like, y'all are always late. I'm going to be like, y'all Spanish, man. What y'all talking about? Y'all always late to everything. I learned it from them. Until I met my wife, I have never been late to things. Like, my whole family is like, taught me, like, gotta be on time, gotta be early, gotta be early. You know, my wife, I pull up for my first date, I'm waiting over there for an hour. I should have taken off. I should have taken off. I'm gonna show her this after I'm done. I should have been like, this is an indicator, an indicator that I'm gonna be late to everything forever, for always, forever and ever. But, man, she teaches me to slow down, love life, and just chill, you know. Certain things that we think are so important, we get so angry about, are just really not important in the end. When you die, who cares, you know? When I die, I just hope to leave something for my kids to support them. But at the same time, say I die billionaire thanks to GameStop. I'm going to want to teach them. I want them to be the exact same person they are today, farther. I don't want them to ever be like Jeeves or anything like that. But let's go ahead and see what Larry Chang's got to say. Then this is back in the day about Chewy. But just to know that these people are on our board. This is one of Ryan Cohen's main guys, you know? Comes from the Chewy days, so he really trusts him. So these are the guiding lights of our board.
Chewy.com board member, former, got no pull anymore, and its
Ricky B.
first
Loco.
institutional
True.
investor, Larry Chang, co-founder and managing partner of Volition Capital. You were the first one and a pretty big one. And you knew Amazon was doing this. What about Chewy made you think it would work?
What we saw was the rise of the premium pet food market, and in the early days, the premium pet food manufacturers didn't want to work with Amazon. They didn't view Amazon as understanding their product and being able to represent it well. And what they saw in Chewy was a company that was totally committed to the pet category and to the pet customer. So they understood the product. So there was a merchandising advantage at the outset for Chewy in this category.
And you saw that immediately.
We could see that, absolutely, yes. The other distinction is Chewy cares about the pet food customer way more than Amazon. If you engage with them as a customer, which I hope you will, you'll see that the level of service, the level of content, the level of touch that they will give to a pet food customer absolutely exceeds what Amazon can do.
Like what? What kind of things do they do?
They will send you flowers. If they will send you pet portraits, they will give you 24/7, 365 customer service. So if it's 1 a.m. in the morning and you need advice on how to feed your dog a certain type of product, you can call them and they will talk to you. And on any given day, the longest talk time between a Chewy customer is over 2 hours. So they are trained and they are guided to just wow the customer with service, and that's something Amazon will never do.
What would you take 2 hours on the phone describing to somebody?
If you have 8 cats, maybe you need to talk about each of them for 10 minutes.
Don't bring up.
So I could play more. Maybe I'm gonna do it on Monday. But that's the thing. It's the human-to-human interaction. You know, that people just can't understand. They're so disconnected in life from real life interactions. That they don't understand the value of that. Larry is an absolute classy guy, 100%. I'm getting texts from my wife right now. We gotta go. Why? Because we're late. We're late to everything I want to be at, you know. But yeah, I'm gonna forever be late, Ricky B. Loco. Forever be late, and I'm okay with that. You know, when I die, I'll answer at that time. But let's see. How's the PSA thing going? Basically, everybody loves it. What else I gotta say? I could read it to you. Everybody loves it. Oh, my account has been banned, by the way, on Reddit because somebody hacked into it and went to like all. I'm not even. Maybe Tony De Niro got angry, yo. Maybe I'm gonna show you. Maybe Tony De Niro got angry. Look, big asses, cam to cam sites, Colorado sex confession, like, ew, incest This is disgusting. Okay, yo, for real, my account got banned on Reddit. And I don't even want to look at what they've been posting. I changed my password, but I don't even care. I'm just let the account go. Total cost of my first time grading was $125 membership, $16 grading fee, $59 upgrade fee. You know, they just talk about how great the GameStop experience is. And that's another thing. See, I wanted to play the Larry Chang thing. Yeah. So basically, we're created with the pro memberships in this. Like you see right over here, $25 pro membership. He's talking about grading. We are creating sticky customers, and that's why Chewy was successful, because of sticky customers. I will talk about it on Monday probably, most likely, because I'm working from home. I can utilize my lunch break and do it. But talks about creating sticky customers. That's why Chewy was so successful. GameStop, Ryan Cohen did say it before. There's not sticky customers, so we need to find some way to do that. PSA, retro gaming. You're creating sticky customers. You get the $5 off. That's a great way to get customers in the door returning. But really, this PSA thing's booming. We got 1 million submissions, right? Think of how many of those are new people. There's still many people to discover this. I go all over the internet with this account that's now banned. They're probably gonna be like, "Who's this guy recommending to me like to get a GameStop membership?" And they go and look at my post history, and it's like some fake cam people. I don't even know what's going down. I don't want to look at it, you know. But these are the sticky memberships that are going to come up. Everybody throughout, like most people, a lot of the sentiment in PSA grading is new people coming in, getting PSA memberships just because they're into that niche. For me, it's very valuable. I'm not trying to pay. Like I told you, I have my little business thing going on. I'm just thinking of different margins, shipping costs, all of that. GameStop helps out a lot. It's not even a business, so I'm just buying and reselling stuff. But same business principles, right? I'm operating with as GameStop does. But the thing is, like, I have to have something to fall back on, right? If GameStop does not do this, what? I have to go to PSA, buy a $150 a year membership, and then aside from that, I need to correctly label each card, put them in the correct order while I ship it, all to PSA's constraints, right? That is such a pain point. I do not want to do that. GameStop does all of that for you. They take away the pain point, and that is why this is so successful. Nat Turner said it himself. I keep on talking. You know, Nat Turner said it himself. He's like, we had so many memberships, and only like this much of people actually ship something to us. Why? Because the rest of those people, they did not want to go through the trouble of the process. It's a pain point. GameStop's taking it away. That's why this is successful. So I have to have a fallback plan if I'm trying to create this little thing that I'm creating going on, you know? All is excess income, but why not just sit down? I love GameStop. I used to collect cards. GameStop got me into this avenue, and I'm going to keep taking GameStop business, you know? But there's many other people like that. They constantly honestly, addicts for Pokemon cards, adult addicts that are unregulated. They keep going in, ripping packs, keep trying to get them graded over and over and over and over. They have an addiction. I don't have that addiction to open packs. So I just look for raw cards, try to get good deals, get it graded at GameStop, and resell it. But yeah, that's what it is. We create sticky customers with it. Larry and Ryan are doing work. GameStop's Q4 earnings is going to be amazing. I might as well read this since I have it up. Here, got my PSA graded cards back from GameStop. Never followed through because the process. Here, I have had these cards ready for grading, sitting in a box for years. Never followed through because the process to ship them was overwhelmed for me. GameStop made it much easier, was hassle-free, and took about 5 minutes. You pay about $2 more per card when you do it, but but you save on shipping and insurance fees. I also had to pay an extra $5 when picking them up because one of the cards' values was over $200. I ran the numbers a while back, but if I sold all these straight to GameStop, I think I'd make around $900 cash and a little over $1,000 in store credit. I'm going to go through eBay for most of them, but if something doesn't move, then it's nice to know I can get some value back from my favorite store. They said their favorite store. Yeah, so that's basically it. They attacked a pain point. GameStop's looking great. Y'all know, y'all can see the chart as SPY's falling out of a giant rising wedge. Is it coincidental? As Nvidia's falling out of a rising wedge right over here, this white line right here, retapping on that line, coming back down in a falling knife pattern, or just another falling wedge coming over here. GameStop is doing the complete opposite. We're breaking the 200-day moving average, closed above it, and let's close above it again on Monday, and then let earnings take us to the sky. If Roaring Kitty comes back, cool with me, but I'm gonna be here day in, day out. Can't stop, won't stop, GameStop. Peace, guys. Mind games? Thank you, yo. What do we have? Can I play some music? I don't want to play that. Like a pimp. I guess I'm out. I gotta go. Peace out, guys. Have a great weekend. It's GameStop. I'm going to be up in there grading cards, picking up a card, doing the thing, being an investor, investing my money into the company, into the stock, and keep the cycle going. I'm round tripping, right? I'm round tripping myself because I'm putting my money into GameStop, boosting the product, boosting the price, boosting the revenue. That's what I do. GameStop investors.